Well, thank you. You know, as we take our seats here, 11 years ago, as we mentioned, this is our 20th anniversary. But 11 years ago, we decided that we wanted to start honoring some of our industry leaders. You know, for your information, you know, Hispanic marketing doesn't go back in history terms that many years. It was, you know, late 70s and early 80s when a lot of these companies were founded. And I was traveling then with the U.S. Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. I was a kid. I think I was kidnapped. I was 16. I wasn't legal, I guess. But anyway, I was on the road. And I would go to San Antonio and Dallas and all these cities. And, you know, it was starting to happen. Procter & Gamble, Miller Beer, you know, those groups are starting to realize, and somebody made the decision from up above that we're going to go after this market. And all these agencies were created, and what happened was it was all these young Hispanic marketers, you know, Hispanics that went to school for marketing. I don't know if it was strictly because they wanted to create this industry, but the fact they were ready for it, and a lot of them were bilingual. So they had a bilingual background. They could speak languages. They had that knowledge of living in the households and the community. And then the marketing skills. And, you know, there was born Hispanic marketing. And so the people that we've been honoring here these past 11 years have been the folks that will be in the history books. And there will be a history of Hispanic marketing. And I'm hoping that as we learn more about some of these award recipients, we'll begin to understand that, you know, none of this stuff happened by accident. There wasn't these ads and all this Hispanic things, and, you know, this is work that was created by, you know, we like to think some of the geniuses in the business. And our next our guest here and our recipient of the Hispanic Marketing Achievement Award is Tony Dieste. And Tony is the co-founder and chairman of Dieste Inc. in Dallas. He oversees one of the largest multicultural marketing service companies in the United States. Tony and his companies have won many awards and hundreds of business and creative awards, including several Cannes Lions awards. He's a member of the American Advertising Federation Hall of Achievement. He has won the Best Place to Work award. As a distinguished alum from Texas State University in the great state of Texas, he's a relentless champion for the city of Dallas, from working with the business chambers, numerous civic and city projects, and was instrumental in the development of the Dallas Latino Cultural Center. What Tony enjoys most is mentoring and helping young people through several Dallas organizations like Mi Escuelita, Dallas New Cristo Rey High School, Jesuit Dallas, Ursuline Academy, and the Catholic Diocese of Dallas. And through his alma mater, Texas State University, Tony has helped thousands of young people in Dallas over the years, and he has especially helped Mi Escuelita children find their own path to success. But what he enjoys most is kicking back on his commercial cattle ranch with families and friends. And we're going to see this video. Okay, Andy, why don't you cue that up?
Tony Dieste, TD, a big dreamer, a big doer, a leader, the ultimate of self-starters, an entrepreneur, a family man, a rancher who knows no finish line. Because while he's proud of his past, Tony is always looking forward.
You couldn't have chosen someone better. And I'll tell you, I've known Tony for a long time. For nearly 3 decades, Tony and I have been friends. And I'll tell you what is exciting to me is that he represents the best of the Hispanic community in this city.
No wonder things are looking up, thanks to Dallas's own down-to-earth Big D, Dieste, who stand as tall as the city's growing skyline. Tony stands up for the children left behind by the education system.
Because we believe that we need to be part of the community that we serve.
Tony knows how important an operation like Mi Escuelita really is to the city of Dallas. and he pulls in as many resources as he possibly can to help our school.
He stands for developing the future leaders who renew our community and energize our economy. He stands up in business and takes the tough road of innovation and disruption. And most importantly, he takes a stand while many simply choose to lie down.
We started Dieste back in 1995, and it's amazing for us to see, all of the people that we've impacted over the years, and here we are today, 20 years later. And I think the thing that we're the most proud of is our work now is in the Smithsonian Museum. I think it shows that, a small group of people, when they're really focused on something, can achieve what they dream of.
What comes after developing next generation leaders? What comes after building successful businesses? A world-class marketing communications company? An international creative brand? And nationally acclaimed creative work for clients? Simply more. That's what's next. Because Tony is defined by one next after another, bringing his optimism and ideas and making it a new exciting challenge every day.
Tony Dieste has been flying high for so many years. And the fact that he has looked down upon us, our kids, is helpful. If anybody knows how to fly, it's Tony Dieste.
Even to those who may have just met him, they're assured by his optimism that welcomes all the new faces and bright ideas that hail from all points around the globe.
A good idea can come from anywhere. And I'll tell you, clients today want one thing, and they want great ideas regardless where they come from.
Make no mistake about it, Tony Dieste is a maverick, rooted deeply in the independent spirit of Texas and Mexico. One who seems to never stop. For those looking for the next big thing, there's no question about it. It's Tony.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tony Dieste. Tony, this is your award here. It's the Hispanic Marketing Achievement Award, and in recognition of your outstanding leadership in the development of Hispanic marketing industry in the United States. And we are very, very grateful to have you here with us, Tony. Thank you.
Wow, what a video. I hope I don't start believing some of that stuff. You make us Texans look like gunslingers out there. Wow. First of all, Rick, that was a very nice video. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And thank you to all the distinguished board members that voted for this. I'm so very honored for this award and so proud to be here this morning celebrating the success of so many entrepreneurs. People like Manny and Tony and Miguel that were up here. You guys are leaders in your communities and also entrepreneurs, so congratulations to you guys as well. It fills my heart because I have so much respect for all the past honorees and to be included in such company. They say that a true measure of an award is the company that it keeps, and when I see who the past honorees have been of this award, you shared them with me, I can say that I'm in very good company. So again, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. When Hector Orci called me, some of you know Hector, to let me know about this award and this honor, I said, are you sure, Hector? And he said, yes. And I said, why? And then I said, no, really, why? And he said, it just wouldn't be complete without you. And I immediately really thought about that, and I said, yes, not only because of the award and the fact that it comes from the community, but also because it was Hector. And for what he represents in our industry. He's an amazing person, and he's done amazing things in our industry. And I know that he's also a recipient, so I want to thank him for that. You know, last week I was thinking about what I could talk to you about today. You know, I could talk to you about sports marketing. We've done a lot of sports marketing in the past, but I thought that would be inappropriate because you have much younger guys that can talk about it, that are living it every day. I could talk to you about media trends, addressable TV, private equity, even entertainment. But I thought that today, given this award, it was more appropriate for me to talk to you about responsibility and leadership. I come from a very competitive family. My dad is from Tamaulipas, from Tampico, and my mother is American, and they would not allow us to play cards any longer because of the physical and verbal abuse that would happen in our household. There's an incidents where somebody lost their eyelashes. I have a scar in my hand from a piece of wood that was hurled by my brother in my hand. It's right there, you can see it. Yes, all those things you saw in the video are true, but I would not be here today if it were not for the amazing people and the pioneers in our industry. The people who came before me and the leadership that they demonstrated during their time. And so seriously, yes, Rick, I think, you know, that some of the things that you showed in the video might be true. But I'm not really breaking any major Latino barriers. I may have felt a few cuts and bruises along the way, but the ones who really broke the barriers are the ones who lost the ones who really lost the big limbs, the big arms and the legs, are the ones who came before me. You know, people like Lionel Sosa, Sarah Sunshine, Ernest Bromley, Teresa Bizarreta, and yes, Hector Orci, and so many more. I can't even list them here today. It was the generation right before me. These are incredible individuals that took the first blows. The we can't do that, the why would I do multicultural marketing, the why are you speaking Spanish in the elevator type conversations, they help break down all the big barriers that made it easy for people like me to succeed, and people like you guys to succeed. So I ask you, you know, look around this room. I mean, you may be a woman, Latino, an entrepreneur in a new and growing category, or just a regular dude. Who are the people who made it possible for you to be where you are today? Take some time and write their names down, because I've done that. This allowed me to do that. Because think about how many times they had to hit the barriers and hit the walls before there was an opening. And then you came around. You know, it might be a friend, a boss, someone who you respect. Today you probably don't even see a wall, no bashing, no crashing, no ceiling. And this is where responsibility comes in. Because you have the responsibility to them not only to continue the path, but to improve it, to elevate it, and to disrupt it. Figure out what you can do to continue this story and provoke action. What would make them proud, and what would make you proud? And this is what leadership comes in. This is what leadership is, in my opinion. You know, I use a quote, and I've used this for a couple of years at the company, but I think it was appropriate for today. Leadership and creativity is what organizations, what keep organizations ahead in the marketplace. That means you as a leader need to empower your team to generate and execute bold ideas. Let me repeat that. That means you as a leader need to empower your team to generate and execute bold ideas. You may be a leader today, but those who come before you to make it easier for you were in short supply. Because leaders in the home and in the workplace and in public life are always in short supply. Because the world needs leadership, and because I hope that each and every one in this room today will want to continue to be a leader. You know, why wouldn't you want to be a leader? Well, because selfishly, this is how we want to be remembered by our children, by our grandchildren, and more importantly, it's what those who came before us worked so hard to accomplish, and it's what they would have wanted. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, thank you. And the group, the selection committee for this award, as Tony was mentioned, is made up obviously of the icons in the business. Hector Orci was the first recipient 11 years ago. I mentioned the award, and Felipe Corzani was the research award. Now, those names you might not be familiar, but these are icons. These are the guys that started the whole discipline and made research what it is and marketing. And I mentioned about starting the awards, and I said, oh, by the way, you're going to be the two first recipients. Well, they love the award. They said, what a great idea. So that's how we launched it. So each year, each recipient selects the next recipient. And when Tony mentioned that he wouldn't turn it down, yeah, we wanted an award that no one would turn down. No one would say, I can't travel to Minneapolis. So that's what we have here. And the next recipient is that person. You know, research isn't, it's not the most glamorous business. You know, you're not out front. You're not designing all these ads and, you know, and all the branding and all these great things. And man, you're cool. And, you know, it's the researcher. The guy's under deadlines. You know, he's sweating bullets. And nobody cares. Back in an office, and there's no window, of course. You know. And they call him back. He's okay. We ready, man? We got the stuff. I gotta, and that's what they go through. And so when I mentioned to Felipe we were going to have a researcher, we said, Ricky, thank you, because you know we don't get the visibility. But you know that group that is part of that selection committee on the research side, you know, the David Morrises, the Carlos Santiagos, you know, the Carlos Garcias of the world. You know, they're still out there blazing new territory, you know, making sure that you, when you go to your boss, you have the significant information you're going to need so that you have an ROI. That's the beauty of these fellows. And the next, the winner of, and the recipient of the we call it the Hispanic Marketing Research Achievement Award, is David Burgos. And we had a little dinner last night together over at Buca, you know, great place to hang out and polish off a couple of bottles of wine over there. And I think I got lost walking back. I'm not sure, but we had a great conversation at that table about, you know, research and who David was, and he's a really interesting fellow. But I think as far as the award goes, those 10 marketing research icons selected David, and I think it's really an honor. David is he's the head of cultural strategy at TNS Global, and David is responsible for helping clients drive growth in today's fragmented and rapidly evolving marketplace by leveraging technology and in-depth understanding of the human side of consumers. He is a past recipient of the ARF's Great Mind Award. The other award is the WPPP Atticus Award for Global Achievement and Consumer Insights. He's a former Navy officer, and myself being an ex-veteran in the Navy, we had a little conversation, but he holds a MBA from Isan University in Peru. He's Peruvian, and is the author of the books Ciudad de los Reyes de los Chaves. And he also had a book, Marketing to the New Majority, Strategies for a Diverse World. And prior to joining TNS, David led the cultural strategy business at Kantar Millward Brown for 8 years. And he currently resides in Chicago, suburbs with his wife Adriana and 2 children, Lorenzo and Renata. And so we want to give a warm welcome and a round of applause to the winner and recipient of the Marketing Research Achievement Award, David Burgos. David. briefly, David, it says, in recognition of your outstanding leadership in development of disciplines in Hispanic marketing research in the United States. Congratulations, David.
Thank you very much. Yeah, we are runners in the room. We research are not glamorous. I couldn't prepare a video or anything, but yeah, with all due respect to all the agencies, marketers here, there cannot be a great idea, a great advertising campaign if before that you don't have a great insight. So we have something to give to the industry, I think. And when they called me for the award, I was very happy. I didn't, to be honest, I didn't know about these awards. I was very happy about it. First, obviously, because you guys chose me. but I was really happy about the idea of giving an award to research, because to your point, Rick, we don't recognize that part of the marketing business too much. When we talk about marketing, we always talk about the end product, the advertising, the product that is on the shelf or whatever. But we don't give too much importance to all the work that comes before that. And especially for the multicultural industry, I think that's very important, because I'm not sure what your experience is, but as you know, Kantar, TNS, Miller Brown are global organizations. So we work with many clients, big brands and everything, right? They do a lot of research with their so-called general market. Everything that they do for the general market has to have some research backing that decision, right? That, unfortunately, I don't see happening in the Hispanic or multicultural industry. What many times happens is that they do all the research with the general market, develop a marketing campaign, advertising, commercial ideas, everything. And it's only at the end of that process that they call their Hispanic advertising agency or their African American local market events company and tell them, okay, adapt this to Hispanics or adapt this to African Americans. Okay, where are the insights? No, we don't have insights. It's just this general market thing that we found, adapted to the market. That's very unfair from what I see in the industry, because in most cases, in spite of not having those insights, or those tools to really develop something, they are measured with the same tool, and even more, because they have to prove the value, if you want, of the Hispanic or African American market. So I was really pleased with the idea of recognizing. I think that I take this award more than, obviously, it's a personal thing too, but to me it's more as a recognition of the need of having multicultural or ethnic-specific insights, because multicultural marketing, where we call it multicultural marketing, we were talking about this yesterday, where we call it multicultural, total market, polycultural, whatever term you want to use for this industry we are in the end, it's just marketing, period. The big difference between the marketing that we used to do in the past and the marketing today is only that the population is different, it's more diverse, but the marketing principles are still the same. That hasn't changed at all. You still listen to your consumer, and based on that, you develop products, brands, whatever. The problem, again, is that for the multicultural specifically, we are not following those principles. We are skipping the insights part and just going and asking partners or marketers or advertising agencies to develop something without having those insights. So I was really pleased with this, because I think it's very important to recognize the idea of following the basic marketing principles also when you are doing multicultural segments. So thank you again. Very happy to receive this on behalf of all the researchers, the nerds in the US, and thank you again.
Well, you can always count on those Navy guys, you know, to deliver. Yeah, a lot of good happy hours in the Navy. But, well, listen. Well, actually, the next award is something that we thought was really important. And for the longest time, we honored really the corporations here. So our Hispanic Marketing Corporate Award was our group, you know, General Mills, Allianz Life, American Family Insurance, U.S. Bank, the Twins, Pawn America. And so what do they get the award for? Well, they get the award for their marketing efforts that have to be there, their hiring efforts that they want to make sure that their employees are multicultural and that they represent, if they're here in town, they represent the community, having some of the people there. And then finally, the work in the community. What work are they doing in the community? And Target, another. So each one of those corporations were doing that type of work. And so we were very pleased to honor them all. And this particular year, I was talking to the aforementioned Hector Orci about this award, because Hector heads up the selection committee. He said, Ricky, how about honoring Honda? You know, Honda was one of the first automotive companies in the country to go into multicultural marketing. And I said, well, yeah, I think so. It makes sense because I respect, and I drive a Honda, you know. And so I said, well, sure. And so that's how this came about. And fortunate enough that we have here, it's not Hector, it's Hector's son is here to accept the award on behalf of Honda. So we didn't, someone from Germany didn't have to fly in, or Japan didn't have to fly in and get the award. So we have it here. But I've got a little bio for Andrew, because, you know, that Orci family, it's always a hard act to follow, I think. There's been so many achievements of Hector and Norma, his wife, a lovely wife who started the country. But you know what? Their DNA is true, and they delivered this wonderful marketer. And Andrew was named. He was actually named president and CEO of Orci in 2011, and he's a 14-year veteran of the agency, and for the past 3 years has served as COO. Andrew came up in the ranks in broadcast production to senior producer. He's led the agency's successful entry into the digital business and spearheaded the development of Orci's proprietary consumer network marketing model and a new and effective approach to understanding and influencing the consumer. Andrew holds a BA in film from UC Santa Cruz. He was born in Mexico City, and before joining Orci, Andrew produced both movies and television shows and founded managed Nectar Media, a digital media and post-production. We have a video we're going to see, right, Andy? Okay, let's watch this video, then we'll introduce Andy.
¿Listos para la foto?
¿Así estamos bien?
El Civic Sedán de Honda es un gran auto, más grande de lo que muchos piensan.
Sonrían, niños. Pero ya, toma la foto. ¿Esto se va a tomar todo el día?
Entran todos menos el Civic.
Es amplio, potente, confiable.
¿Listos?
Muy familiar y más grande de lo que muchos piensan. El Civic Sedán de Honda. Algo grande está pasando.
El Civic de una nueva generación. ¿Lo filmaste?
Sí. ¿Otra vez?
¿Vamos?
¡Vamos!
El nuevo Civic Coupe 2016 de Honda.
So here accepting the award on behalf of Honda, Andrew Orci. Andrew, in recognition of outstanding diversity and marketing efforts to the Hispanic community and emerging markets. Let's get a little photo here, Randy. And then you
Very nice. Thank you, Rick. As you saw in the video we just showed, we started with the very first spot that Honda did in the Hispanic market to the most recent, and what a difference that is now. The very dated 80s, late 80s thing, and a pretty modern kind of situation that you just saw with the Civic. So as Rick said, Honda was the first automaker to talk directly to the Latino market in 1990. First ones to go into the market. And there was a notion at the time that Latinos didn't buy new cars. They only bought used cars. Why would we want to target them directly? So Honda was the one that broke the mold and went into the market. And within a year of addressing Latinos directly, they went from number 6 and number 8 in their top 2 models to number 1 and 2. So that disproved the notion of Latinos not buying new cars right away. And since then, everybody in this industry knows that there's still these sorts of notions and preconceived ideas about Latinos. And back then, everybody was saying, well, how long is it going to take for Latinos to assimilate into the U.S.? Because in 10 years, they won't be Latinos. They'll just be Americans. They will have blended in. And obviously, that didn't happen. So Honda has been very good about allocating resources and going after this consumer and doing relevant and insightful work. And as David just talked about in terms of research and insights, that's the biggest challenge for marketers, to really connect with relevant and insightful messaging because as we know, where the heart goes, if you connect with the heart, that's where the pocketbook will follow. So I just want to stress to everybody here that speaking directly to Latinos is never going to go away. It's never going to be blended into a total market approach they're never going to blend into the segment formerly known as the general market. So I'm just very fortunate we are celebrating this year the 30-year anniversary of Orci, of the agency that Hector and Norma founded back in 30 years ago. And I'm just very fortunate to be here, to still be working with Honda since 1989, and to be able to receive this award for them. So thank you guys very much. It's an honor.